What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Liana Samwinga, and in today's video I'm going to be just going over a few of the pairs which I'm looking at for the Asian session, as well as answering some of the questions which were sent in to my trading Instagram, and the link to that will be in the description in case I do post up in my story. Things like ask me your questions, which you can then ask a question and I'll answer it during the video. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm probably gonna do the chart breakdown first, as that's probably what's gonna be interesting to most of the people watching anyway. And then I'll do the Q&A, just answering a few of the questions which you guys have sent into Instagram. And the Q&A was up for it was up for maybe 5-10 minutes, but a lot of people did end up giving me feedback on that, and so I closed it, and there's 3 questions, the top 3 which I picked, and they're the ones which I'm going to be answering in today's video. So it's Wednesday, it's midweek, and I wanted to just do this video just as an update on what I'm looking at in the markets and any new things which I want to tell you guys, and I'll do that when I'm answering the questions. But I'm going to be breaking down 3 pairs. So yeah, tell me if you have anything else on watch. This is a pre-Asian session watch list. I usually do this personally and privately every single evening without fail. It's just part of the process. And yeah, Asian session watch list is definitely something you guys could implement. I just do it every evening. So yeah, I'm going to be going over some of the pairs, my top pairs, and you guys have recommended some pairs, so I'll be going over them too. So without further ado, we're going to just go right onto the charts and I'll start breaking them down. From the daily, just to give you guys a bit of perspective of what I do see in this pair longer term, but we're going to probably be focusing more on the intradays, like the hourly and the 15. So we do have a key level at around 83.75. 83.75, that is quite a key level, but that is far away, so that's not something that I'll be looking to be hit overnight. That could take a few more weeks. But Aussie yen right now, I think if we test 82.5, considering that we can see, what can we see here? Well, just simply what I can see myself is, well, on the longer term perspective, and I know a few people did take this, and we've had the move up, the correction, the move up, and within that move up, we had the move up, the correction, the move up, the move up, the correction, the move up, correction, move up, correction, even on the lower time frames and the smaller intervals, move up, correction, and I'm anticipating another move up. Whether that's only to this high, and then we do see some kind of reversal from there, as we are getting lower lows and lower highs, this could act as some sort of descending channel and a continuation pattern to go long to the upside. Don't know what just happened there. Put it back on Aussie yen. It's just playing up a little bit. So I'm looking at this as a continuation pattern, and if we want to get drawing, I can kind of see something like this playing out. I can see Aussie yen acting as a continuation structure to then just continue to the upside. So for entries, I want to see price commit. So on these types of bigger structures, I want to see a commitment from price. So whether that's price breaking this high and retesting it, key trade level, whether it's price breaking this high and then we get a retest of this level to go long, this would act as a bull flag as well, which I'll be taking along. You guys in the community already know I'll be looking at that as a bull flag to get long if price does want to break around 82.25. So yeah, 82.25, it's a key area and a key zone if you want to mark it up. Personally, I don't want to clutter my chart. I already know which levels I'm looking at, I just don't have them drawn out, and I know which prices I'm looking at. And that's the thing, if you're looking at a pair, you have to know the prices of interest which you want to see price go to before going long and short and different things like that. So I want to see a break of 82.25 and a retest, a sound retest as well. If we just forecast this ahead of time, that will look something like this. So the move up, retest, and then get long. At the rejection, I'll be looking to get in with a 15 pip stop, most likely on Aussie yen and other yen pairs. You tend to have small stop sizes. And then if we get the fib tool out, this is where I would use the fib tool now. Something I've recently started implementing, but I had in the past, but I just sort of ditched it for a while. I would just simply be looking for the continued move to the upside. It coincides perfectly with a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, so that's something that I'll be looking at as well. So for the Asian session, want to see price push up, and then this could be around 4 in the morning, 5. If we get an early start in the morning, waking up at around 4:30, we might be able to catch this. But yeah, if I'm still asleep, I'm not really going to be fussed if I do miss this potential trade setup, as I know that there are other setups which are developing, and that's what I'm going to get into. So Euro Pound is the next pair, which I haven't actually opened a position on in a while, it seems like. But Euro Pound, it is something which I also have on watch, so it was a good shout. Whoever made that shout, I forgot the name actually. But I'm looking at this as price does head into this key level, so I don't really want to have this drawn out as a level. Like, if we could literally just delete this and then have this drawn out as a zone like this, and I'd have this drawn out like this. Price is already in the zone, so we know that price can retrace right now, but we do have a low to fill. We have this wick at around 82 point, what's that, 0.867, and then 0.869, but the sweet spot is 0.8675. That's the sweet spot, which we know big institutions have that level marked up. Why? Because it's a nice and even number, which is easier to place orders on just for those bigger institutions. So if you're into the institution stuff, then definitely take that into account. So I'm going to make this visible on the hourly chart so you can just have an idea of what it actually looks like. So right from the bat, we can see Euro Pound has been descending correctively. If we just use this tool, it's dropped around 260 pips in 36 days, so just over a month. And that isn't a lot, that isn't a massive movement, which just shows how corrective it's been. And it's a big movement, but not a big movement that you would expect to call big if it took the pair 36 days to do so. So you can see that previously, for the same amount of pips, let's say this, for the same amount of pips, if not more, it took price 5 days to do that, right? So you can see this one's super corrective, and especially when we get this longer term descending structure, we just get the brush tool, we have this descending structure in here, and then within that, if we just delete this, within that we do have this descending here. So this is the one which I'm mostly interested in. And then if we even zoom in even closer, what can we find here? We have another descending. So this is plenty of signs that the market is giving us, in that we will see price move up. And again, if price trickles lower, we know that we can fill 0.867 before we then see a move up. But we haven't hit the sweet spot of 0.8675 yet. So that will be something to take into account. If we form something like, the chart is getting pretty messy now, so I'll delete most of this, which is the reason why I don't have trend lines on. Like, I've already went over this with you guys, I'm pretty sure. I just want to see the price that's been printed for what it is, like not forcing any expectations on it. So you can see this descending here will be nice, and it's doing that again. I don't know what's up with TradingView right now. It's playing up, it has been playing up, but this descending here, I would be looking at to take this long. Where would I be looking at? If we get a break of the first high, a retest of it, a 15-minute flag and then a move up, that's something which I'll be interested in taking. And I know it's going to be a bit riskier since this high is quite recent and it's not as significant, but at the same time it's a riskier entry anyway, because we know that price could trickle lower as it has been. So that's euro pound. That is a solid pair to have on watch. And next one is CAD yen. So we just open up CAD yen right now. There's a lot of people trying to short this. This is the thing, right? Trading 212 lets me access the data of what retail traders are doing. And the moment I saw a lot of people trying to short CAD yen, I just opened up that information and I saw that, at the time I think it was something like 70% of traders were short on CAD yen, and I knew instantly that, well, retail traders lose money most of the time anyway. So if they're all doing something, then it's more likely than not that it's going to do the opposite. And what did we get? Price did the opposite. People getting trapped in the middle section here, not knowing that this was just a push up, move down, correction, move down to fill that flag, and then we see the moves up. So similar to Aussie yen, I'm looking for buys on CAD yen. And where would I be looking for? And the thing is with CAD yen, it's never my top pick. So if there's another pair which is shaping up, I'll most likely favour the other pair over CAD yen, just due to the fact that CAD yen can be quite spiky. You can see here. So if we get a solid flag form, and then could be around midnight, 1 AM. If we get a solid flag form, I'll be happy to take that to the upside from there. So a longer term, what could CAD yen show? Well, we have these highs at around 84.75. So 84.75 is a nice level to be filled. We do have this bigger ascending, but I've already mentioned to the members why I do not keep forgetting it's doing that. But I've already mentioned to the members that the exact reasoning why I don't have this ascending drawn on. Well, I wouldn't anyway because I don't draw on things, but the reason why I don't count this as an ascending, the reason is the distance between the first and second high is incomparable to the distance between the second and third high, which shows that the structure has been completely invalidated and price has other ideas. So I don't have this ascending drawn on, and I'm not in a short bias. Now I actually think that price could go to the upside, but at the end of the day, we should just wait and see. I mean, what happened the last time price did something like this? We get the correction here with the move up. Now this could just be that, but on a larger scale. Move up, correction, and then the continuation. So that's what I'm looking at on CAD yen. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. Now I'm going to jump into the questions which you guys have been asking. So stay tuned. So welcome back to the Q&A part. I'm going to be just answering 3 questions which you guys sent in to the Instagram. Again, Instagram is in the description. So that next time if we do something like this, your questions may be picked to be answered. So the first one is, what time frame do you use? Well, me personally, I like to use the hourly for entries and maybe the 15-minute if I want to refine my entries. But the hourly is the one which I do my analysis on. And the daily as well. I like to take into account daily closure, weekly closure, and monthly closure. But again, we never really get monthly closure, but 12 times a year, which, you know, I'd rather be interested in a weekly or daily close because they hold more value at the end of the day. So as far as timeframes go, I do use the hourly for my analysis, and then the entries, the hourly and the 15-minute, both of them being combined. So how many trades should I take a week? Well, as I can only speak for myself, a week I can take 2-3 trades a week. Sometimes I can take 6, sometimes I can take none. At the end of the day, it just depends on the nature of the market during that week and how the market is behaving and what prices are being printed really at the end of the day. So per week, you can take, depending on your strategy as well. So I know there are some people who are scalpers, they'll take trades, maybe 10 trades a day, and again that's like 50 a week. That's definitely not something I would do. And if you are into that and if it works for you, well, I'm happy that it does. But for me, I'm happy to take 2 free trades a week that are high probability. Like, I do sometimes skip a few trades if I just don't think they're high probability, or I will skip a few trades like I mentioned before. If I favor one setup over the other one, I will take the setup which is higher probability, depending. And at the end of the day, maybe the one which I missed could have provided much more profit. At the end of the day, profit doesn't really matter. I'm just looking to follow my plan and take the high probability setups. So how much years worth of data should I backtest before trading a pair? This is actually an important question, to be fair. I recommend a year's worth of data should be fine. So backtest a year, probably the most recent year, because that will provide the best interpretation of the current nature of the pair, simply because it's the most recent. Like, it'll be more effective to collect 2020 data or 2019 data than it would be to collect 2015 data, because we know the markets have changed a lot in the last 5 years and in the last 10 years. Can you imagine? So for me, it's within my plan, and it states clearly in my plan that if I want to trade a pair, I have to backtest it at least a year worth of it. So I've never entered a position on a pair which I haven't, after I put this into my plan, I hadn't entered a position on a pair which I hadn't backtested at least a year's worth of data. So to actually trade a pair, I have to backtest at least a year. And I recommend doing the most recent year as well, because that's the most accurate representation of the current movements of the pair. So yeah, that is the top 3 questions. I probably should do 4 next time, just so more people get their questions answered. But that's it for today's video. It's just an update, to be fair, because I do have a video coming out on Sunday, which I haven't planned yet, so don't take my word on that. But I will hopefully be releasing a video on Sunday, which will provide a lot of value. I have a lot of videos which I plan to make, and yeah, the value is going to be insane in this year, in this month. Can you believe that we're already over a month into the year already? Like, it seems like yesterday since the year started. But I hope everyone's making progress, ticking off their goals, and yeah, reaching new levels. So with that being said, we're going to end the video here. If you haven't already, I forgot to mention this, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment what your favorite part about it was, and yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. So peace out.